Hey, Cherise. Welcome, love. Right, we're waiting for a couple more moments. So you can practice with the camera on or with the camera off, your choice. I think it's nice also to turn it off maybe, because you'll be in your own safe space, right? So you can decide for yourself. You can also keep it on, of course. But it's nice to see some faces before we start, so we know who we are practicing with or sharing the space with. So that's nice. Yeah, make sure that you have a yoga mat and also some music, because I created a playlist. Hey, Anouk. all the women from the circles are here, so that's so nice. Yeah, so I created a playlist. I will drop it in the chat box. So make sure you have that opened up before we start, and I will say when you have to press play, and then you can just leave the playlist going. So yeah, and make sure that you're wearing comfy clothes, that you can move in, and that you have a pillow and a blanket nearby. So, and maybe a cup of tea, some candles, cozy evening light. So we'll see who else is going to join. I think Tamsin also wanted to join, some other women, but otherwise we are just going to start. So if you want, you can turn your camera off again and already find your easy, comfortable seated position. So you can use the pillow underneath the sitting bones to elevate the hips a little bit higher than the knees, so the knees can drop to the floor. And then we wait for a couple more minutes to see some other women are going to join. And make sure that you are muted, but I think you are all muted, so that's good. So if you want, you can already close your eyes to tune inwards. And I'm already gonna apologize for my voice. I did an anger workshop yesterday, so I was screaming a lot. So that's why my voice is a little bit like, rrr. So just so you know. I'm gonna try to maybe open it a little bit tonight. All right, one more minute, and otherwise I'm just going to start. Yeah, there's Tamsin. Hey Tams, welcome. I think you are the last woman who is joining, so welcome all sweet women who are joining for this Shakti Yoga class. So Tam, you can practice with the camera on or with the camera off. I know last time you were practicing with the camera on, but you can also turn it off. It's your choice. And there's Nina.
Hey lots.
So Nina and Tamsin, I'm going to drop a playlist in the chat box. So you can open it up and make sure you have it ready on Spotify, and also some music boxes so you can play the playlist.
Okay.
And then you can mute yourself both, and you can decide if you want to keep your camera on or off. It's your choice. So just feel whatever feels right for you. If you want to practice with camera on or off, everything is fine and welcome. But make sure you are muted. before we start. So I think everybody, has arrived. So we are going to start. All right, I'm going to move a little bit back. So I already said to the other ladies that I did an anger workshop yesterday. So my voice is a little bit scattered. So I'm sorry if you experience, or if it's, I don't know, not really loud and clear, but I think you can hear me. I hope at least. So I created a little playlist that you can open right now and see if you can press play on it. So you have some music to practice on. And we are going to start in a seated position. So I am having a pillow right here under my sitting bones. So it's really nice to just lift the sitting bones a little bit higher than the knees so the pelvis and the lower back can soften. So from here, see if you can find an easy, comfortable position. Maybe you have to roll the pelvis a little bit forwards and backwards a couple of times. So you can really find your center. And really grounding down through the sitting bones. And then from there, see if you can close your eyes, if that feels okay for you. And if for some reason that doesn't feel safe, then see if you can pick a spot in front of you that isn't moving. And then gazing towards that spot. But try to close your eyes. So you can really draw away from the external world. And start to focus more on your internal experience right now. So maybe feeling the lower legs that are touching the floor, the earth. And also grounding down through your sitting bones and the pelvic bowl. So reaching it down into Mother Earth. And then from there, see if you can lengthen the spine all the way up. So the crown reaches up to Father Sky. So really finding your seat and landing in the space that you're in. And then see if you can soften into surrender, which is a feminine quality. Just letting go of all the doing for now. And surrender into being. And so we let go of any tension here in the body. If you feel some tension, then see if you can breathe into that area. Allow it to soften. And see if you can drop the shoulders away from the ears. And softening the jaw and the face. Also the muscles behind the eyes become softer and softer. With every exhale, really have that sense of grounding, dropping into your seat. Letting go of any thoughts. Just see this hour as an hour for you. For your energy, your beautiful body, and of your femininity. And really coming home to yourself. And then from here, see if you can take 3 deep breaths. So inhale fully, filling completely up. And exhale with an audible sigh. Doing that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale out. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale with an audible sigh. And then from there, See if you can place your right hand on your heart space, still with the eyes closed. And see if you can listen to the sound of your heart. So really inviting yourself to land into the surface beneath your hand. So tuning into your heart. Maybe you feel the physical beating of the heart and the warmth of your hand. And what can you feel in your heart right now? What is there that wants to be felt? Maybe some emotions. If it's difficult for you to connect with your heart, see if you can just stay with the sensation of the hand that is lying on your chest, on your heart space. And connect with the breath of the heart. And just tuning into this powerful space in your body, this wise space as well. And from there, see if you can place the other hand on your lower belly, on the space of your womb, the sacred womb space. Maybe noticing what moves in your belly. What is moving below that left hand? Maybe emotions or some physical sensations. And just noticing what information comes through underneath your hands. Maybe it's hard for you to land there yet, but it's perfectly fine. Everything is welcome. It's just to make a connection with the heart and the womb space. And see if you can cultivate some loving awareness towards yourself, towards your body, towards your experience right here, right now. And then again, see if you can take 3 slow, deep breaths in. So breathing into that lower belly, filling completely up. And exhale, sigh it out again. Doing that 2 more times. Inhaling. One more time. Inhale fully. And exhale that audible sigh. And then from there, see if you can place your hands on your lower belly, connecting the thumbs right below the navel and the index finger on your pubic bone. This Yoni Mudra. And then with your eyes closed, see if you can breathe into your lower belly. So inhaling, filling the lower belly up like a balloon. And exhaling, drawing the low belly all the way in, as if you're squeezing all the air out of the womb space, out of the lower belly. And then inhaling into the lower belly, filling up completely. And exhaling, drawing the lower belly all the way in towards the spine, squeezing the last bit of air out. Inhaling into that lower belly, so really landing into your pelvic area. And then exhaling all the air out. Doing that 3 more times in your own pace. Maybe you notice that the pelvis gently rocks forwards on the inhale. As you exhale, the pelvis slowly rolls back. One more breath here. And then exhale out, squeezing the last bit of air out. then from there, with your eyes closed, just observing your neutral breath. And then from there, you can just allow your hands to rest on the thighs and then bring your awareness into your yoni. So into the pelvic floor. And see if you can land there. And often it's, at least in my experience, was really hard to really be in this space, right? This space of the yoni, of the womb, because I was so disconnected from it. So see if you can bring all the awareness into your yoni and start to squeeze the yoni. So all the muscles in the pelvic floor, in the yoni, squeeze them up. And then exhale, see if you can release those muscles, softening them. And then inhaling, squeezing the yoni. So the entrance of the yoni, of the vagina, squeeze it up. And then exhale, release again. Inhaling, squeezing all the muscles in the vagina, in the yoni. And then exhale, release. See if you can focus only on the entrance of the yoni. So squeezing it up. So squeezing all those muscles there. And then exhale, softening the yoni. So the entrance of the yoni. Inhaling, squeezing the yoni. And exhale, release, softening the tissues there. Doing this 3 more times. So inhale, squeezing the muscles of the yoni. And exhale, release. Inhaling, squeezing the muscles in the vagina, in the yoni. And exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale, squeezing the yoni. And exhale, release. Relax the tissues there. And then from there, just with your eyes closed, noticing if your awareness is dropping into the pelvis, into the hips a little bit more. Gently noticing the sensations there. Maybe it's warmth, or maybe you feel a tingly sensation. And then from there, see if you can contract the muscles at your anus. So with your eyes closed, just an exploration to see if you can isolate the muscles at the anus. So just squeezing them and then releasing them again. Squeezing them, so all the muscles around the anus. And then exhale, releasing. Just awakening sensations there, just having a little play what is present in our pelvic region. So just squeezing the muscles in the anus and then softening them. And maybe also noticing what is harder for you to squeeze, to really activate that area, or to soften into it. And then just playing with that for 3 more times. So isolating the muscles at the anus. So squeezing and releasing, just like we did with the yoni. So contract and release. And then doing that 1 more time. And then from there, releasing again. And just noticing whatever you can feel in the pelvic bowl. Maybe noticing that you're really starting to land here. And from there, we are going to move to the muscles in the bladder. So see if you can isolate them. So squeezing the muscles around the bladder, the urinary bladder. And then exhale, see if you can soften them. It's okay if other muscles move as well, but see if you can really bring the awareness into the bladder, into the urinary bladder, and then see if you can isolate the muscles there. So the plus buys. So squeezing and releasing. There's no right or wrong, it's just an exploration of the tissues around the urinary bladder. So just squeezing and releasing those muscles. See if you can do that for 3 more times. So squeezing the muscles there and then releasing again. Maybe you'd like to make a sound as well on the exhale, just and then doing that one more time. And then again, closing the eyes and just noticing the sensations there. That energy that we are awakening. And it's just a playful thing. If you don't feel anything, that's also super valid. Now we are going to practice them all 3 together. So first the anus, then the yoni, and then the bladder. So like a traffic light. So we're just contracting the muscles in the anus. And then see if you can contract the muscles in the yoni. And then contract the muscles in the bladder. And then exhale, release. So contracting the muscles in the anus, the yoni, and the bladder. And then exhale, release. So doing that 5 more times in your own pace. And finding your own tempo. So squeezing the anus, squeezing the yoni, squeezing the bladder. And as you exhale, see if you can make a sound. So just have a little play with it with your eyes closed. So we're just squeezing and releasing as if you're lifting the whole pelvic region up. So the anus, the yoni, and the bladder. And then from there, if you did your last round, we are going to bring them together. So all 3 together. See if you can squeeze those muscles up, lifting the energy up towards the heart. And then exhale, release. Inhaling, squeezing them all 3 together. So lifting the muscles in the pelvis all the way up, and then exhale, release. Really making that sound as you exhale. 3 more times. Inhale, squeezing all those muscles up the yoni. And release. 2 more times. Inhaling, squeezing everything up. And exhale, release. And finding your own tempo. And exhale with an so really liberating our voice a little bit. So from there, with that energy that we awaken, see if you can place your hands on your knees and then start to make some circles with your hips. So on the inhale, really drawing that heart space forwards, and as you exhale, just grounding the sitting bones down and rounding the spine. So maybe you'd like to remove your pillow if you're sitting on one. And just making these really sensual movements with the hips. So with that energy that is awakened in the pelvis. And then see if you can apply some sound. So really opening that mouth. Let yourself be heard. So just really opening the throat center here as you make these sensual movements. And really leave the mouth open. So really loud exhales here. And also as you move backwards and forwards, just making those sounds that want to come out of you. So just moving backwards and forwards, still keeping that connection with the earth. Maybe you'd like to squeeze and release again. So as you inhale, you squeeze the yoni. And as you exhale, you release. Just keep making that sound. Really feel that with that sound that you can take up your space, literally. So you're filling up the space with your beautiful personal energy. And also going the other way around. So Ah. So really releasing that throat area here. And allow that sound to come from the womb, to come from the pelvis. Ah. Ah. So circle with sound. And also have some fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. So the sounds that you're making doesn't have to necessarily be an ah, it's your own unique sound. So making a couple more circles here. Ah, ah. So really taking up your space, spreading your sound everywhere. And from there, see if you can slowly start to make the circles a little bit smaller and smaller and smaller. And see if you can close your eyes. Maybe there's another sound that wants to come out, like just release it out. And see if you can still, with your eyes closed, when you found that stillness, that there's still that snake-like energy moving through your spine. That Shakti energy. So we are going to explore our sounds a little bit further. So see if you can place your hands at your throat. So your fingers are landing at your throat center. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes, because we are going to explore the sound vibration under your fingers. So making a sound with your mouth closed, just really feeling the vibration of your voice under your fingers. Let's see if you can open your mouth. And feeling your own unique energy being expressed out of the throat. So really opening up this area. Just keep going. So just allowing your unique energy to be released. Just notice how it feels when you let yourself truly be heard. So exploring the sounds. And allow other people to feel your energy. And then from there, see if you can make a row sound, like a cat, like row, 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 row. So really that rolling R, like row, row. Just feeling the vibrations under your throat. Just awakening that cat-like energy. And then from there, see if you can bring your fingers into this little hole here. And then we're going to do the same. So first making that sound. And maybe the energy drops a little bit lower. The awareness drops lower, so the sound becomes lower. Just feeling your own unique vibration under your fingers. And from there, just opening the mouth. Just opening that throat area, finding your voice. Really feel how you're taking up your space, expressing your voice. Make it as loud as you want. And then again to that cat sound, that and allow it to come from here. Also having fun with it. And from there, bringing the hands to the chest, so at the space of the heart. And then again, making that sounds. Maybe you have to make it a little bit lower so it really vibrates behind your hand. And then opening the mouth. it to come from the chest. Round, round. And then from there, tapping into that cat again. So already awakening that cat sound, that cat energy, like taking up your space. And then from there, see if you can make that sound from the heart to the throat. So from this heart space to this little couch, this little gap here, to the throat. So so really opening this whole area. Right. So from there, we are going to play a little bit with that cat energy. So from here, you can come into a hands and knees position. So the wrists are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. And then from here, we are going to move into a couple more of those squeeze and releases. So cat-cows. As you inhale, you drop the belly, open the yoni, and look up towards the ceiling. So really open the throat. And as you exhale, you squeeze the yoni and drawing the navel in, closing up the throat space. Inhale, opening the yoni, releasing all the muscles there and opening the throat. And exhaling, drawing the belly in, squeezing the yoni, bringing the chin to the chest, closing the throat. And then doing that a couple of times in your own pace. So inhale, open the yoni, allow yourself to be penetrated by life. And exhale, squeezing the yoni. So all those muscles are squeezed up. And as you inhale, you really open the sits bones. And exhaling, drawing the belly in, chin to chest. And doing a couple of those rounds in your own pace. So if you want to exhale with a sigh, make any sound, you're welcome to. This is your exploration, your playtime. And then from there, see if you can make some circles with your hips. So any movements that want to be made or expressed by you, just see if you can start moving any way you like, but channeling that cat, that energy. So maybe moving forwards and backwards on your mat. You can do anything you like. Or just try to awaken that cat energy and that sound again. So maybe you feel that you have those long nails. So really protecting your space, taking up your space. And just moving on your mat like a cat would move. Maybe the cat is in a little fight and just scratches forwards. Just have a little play with this. Making movements in the hips and in the chest. Just channeling that cat. So how a cat would move. Maybe feeling those long, sharp nails just scratching in the floor. Just awakening that inner cat. And feel your power as this cat. That sensual power of seduction. How cats can be like, right? That innocent, but still feisty and fierce. And just allowing those movements to come from the pelvis. Maybe with some sighs. And then from there, the cat slowly comes to lie down. So on her side, like she does maybe in a window sill. And just lying there, just expressing her sensuality, like this long tails reaching backwards. And then maybe still there's some movement in the hips. So just allow that to be there. So this sensual tail. Maybe the cat rolls on her back. So like cats can do, right? So she really receives that love, that touch of her boss. So maybe you're lying on your back. And then allow yourself to be touched imaginary on your belly. And then just moving like a cat would move, that is playing with her boss. So just awakening that sensual energy that a cat can have. So maybe you're rolling over the mats, just being playful here. Just as this cat is searching for attention, cradling, and it wants to be touched on the belly. Just having a little play with this and keep sighing out. Enjoy this attention that you're getting. And really melt into the mat. So really fully enjoying that touch. And then from there, from the cat energy, we are going to move into a snake. So from there, see if you can roll maybe onto your belly. And then from there, how a snake would move. So just rippling forwards. Maybe making that sound really coming from the throat. Maybe moving forwards and backwards. And just really feeling the belly and the chest that are touching the floor. So just having a play with your inner snake. And maybe it comes across a tree. So maybe you're climbing up the tree with these snake-like movements. And then from there, maybe lowering down again. So moving from the tree down onto the floor again, onto the earth. And then moving further. And then from there, maybe you meet another snake. So really protecting your territory. And really find your power. Maybe you even bite. So really finding that seductive, but also that fierce snake energy. That really is protective and also fierce and fiery. So really finding that snake energy. And then from there, moving back onto your hands and knees again. And then making contact with the pelvis again. And then you can make any movement that you like. Keep your eyes closed. So maybe you move your hips back and forth. So just having a little play here with still that snake-like energy residing in the pelvis, in your body. Keep opening and closing the yoni. As you move in openness and contraction. Maybe any sighs that want to come out. Just be playful. Just really allow that movement to come from the hips. And then from there, as you open and close the yoni a couple more times, just moving however you want to move. From there, you can slowly come to sit onto your knees. So your sitting bones are on your heels. And then from there, see if you can slowly bring one hand over your heart and one hand over your womb. So having a little check-in here. And maybe there's still some movement, right? It's what this energy can do. So if that is the case, then just keep on moving. But see if you can connect with your heart and your yoni and your womb. And just noticing how you are doing. What is alive in you at this moment? Just noticing the energies below the heart and below the space of the womb. And just taking a couple deep breaths in. So see if you can inhale fully. And exhale, release with a sigh. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale, release. From there, moving into hands and knees again. So from here, on your inhalation, see if you can open the yoni again, looking up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, squeeze the yoni, tuck the toes under and come into a downward facing dog. Maybe just shaking the hips a little bit from side to side, squeezing the yoni. And then as you inhale, dropping the knees, opening the yoni again, opening the throat. And exhaling, squeezing the yoni, landing into a child's pose. Inhaling into your tabletop position again, opening the yoni, opening the sits bones, opening the throat. And exhale, see if you can squeeze the yoni, tucking the toes under and come into a downward facing dog. Maybe walking a little bit so you can really squeeze the muscles in the yoni and feeling the womb space. Inhaling, moving into hands and knees again, opening the yoni, opening the throat. And exhale, squeeze the yoni, landing into your child's pose. Good. Inhale, see if you can come to hands and knees. So really allow yourself to be penetrated by life, opening the yoni, opening the throat. Exhale, squeezing the yoni, the pelvic floor muscles, and tucking the toes under, downward facing dog. Keep squeezing the yoni, maybe walking the hips from side to side so you really feel those sensations in the lower belly. And then inhaling into that tabletop position again. So opening the yoni, opening the throat. And exhale, squeezing the yoni, drawing the low belly in, lifting into your downward facing dog. Inhaling into that tabletop position again. So opening the yoni, softening the muscles there, opening the throat. And exhale, squeezing the yoni, landing into your child's pose. Inhaling into that tabletop position again, opening the yoni, opening yourself for life. Exhale, squeezing the yoni, tucking the toes under, downward facing dog. And then from here, on your next inhalation, see if you can lift your right leg up. And then exhale, stepping it forwards in between your hands. And then stepping the right toes inwards, the left heel drops out. And then from there, turning the toes slightly out. And then swaying a little bit from side to side. So you really open up the inner groins. So you can still do that squeeze and release if you want. And then moving from side to side. So really moving like you're moving through water. So it's still a sensual movement with the hips. Yeah, good. So we're just opening this pelvic region here. And just keep on breathing out of the mouth if there's a lot of tension. And then from there, on your next inhalation, see if you can slowly rise up. So coming to stand, I'll just move my screen a little bit. So just coming to stand. So your arms are reaching up. And then exhale, see if you can slowly drop down into your goddess pose. So placing your hands on your thighs. So really feeling that power here and really landing into your pelvis. Maybe moving from side to side a little bit. And maybe rocking the pelvis forwards and backwards. So inhaling, see if you can open the yoni again. Allowing yourself to be penetrated by life. And exhale, squeezing the yoni. Inhale, open, rocking the pelvis back. And exhale, squeeze the yoni, all the muscles up. And then from there, see if you can just stick your tongue out. And really sinking deep into your hips. So just any sound that needs to come out, see if you can just allow that to come out, like really taking up your space here. So maybe tapping your ankles, your heels into the floor, so you're really feeling your landing into your soul seat, right? That's residing in the womb, in the pelvis. So really taking up your space. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper. Really tapping into that Kali energy here, the goddess of destruction. Beautiful. All right, see if you can have a proud chest to really land into the hips here. So really taking up your space. All right. So from here, see if you can slowly start to stand up and bringing your feet slowly together. And then from here, see if you can turn on a particular song. It's on the playlist. And it's called Circle. So see if you can put that on. As we are going to move into some shaking. So from here, see if you can just start to shake your hands. Maybe flutter the lips. Shaking your feet. Just giving everything a good shake. So the shoulders. Maybe still there's some sound that wants to come out. So just starting to shake a little bit from side to side. So shaking the arms, shaking the belly. So shaking the day literally off the body. So any residue tension, you can just shake that off right now. And see if you can shake your belly, your breasts. I'm really feeling that you're taking up your space here. So maybe shaking to the side, shaking your legs, taking up your space with your voice. And feeling that this is my space, my personal energy field. So just shaking it out. Tapping into the energy of the music. So keep the mouth soft. And see if you can send your energy to the walls. Energy behind you. So really taking up your space here. So keep on shaking, especially the hips, the breasts, and the shoulders. This is such a good exercise to do to release any tension from the body. And also here, really feel that you're taking up your space. Keep liberating your voice. Maybe stomping your feet a little bit. Just releasing all the tension out of your body. Maybe some horse lips, like maybe wiggling your knees from side to side. So really keep on shaking. And know that nothing is crazy. Maybe you have to laugh a little bit because you don't do this a lot, but it's really, really good to just shake everything out. To release any stuck energy here. Maybe you move forwards and backwards. All right, one more minute to see if you can give yourself fully to the shaking. Really allow yourself to take up your space. Use your voice. Just shake everything out. All right. From here, see if you can put on the song Habibi, it's called. So we are going to move into some sensual dancing. So from here, see if you can bring all your attention to your left hip. So just land your hand onto your left hip and start to make some movements from that left hip. So the left hip is leading. Just really feeling that movement is coming from the left hip. So moving from side to side. Maybe you'd like to move your hand over your own hip, maybe even over your own glute, over your own booty. Just really tapping into that energy here in the pelvis that wants to move. So the awareness now is in the left hip. Just see if you can really allow yourself to just be sensual, right? To express yourself sensually, even sexually. And then from here we move to that right hip. So moving to the other side, placing that hand on the hip, and just making some circles here. Making a connection with that right hip. Maybe making the movements a little bit bigger, touching your own glutes, your own booty. Just tapping into that sensual energy that's residing there, what wants to express. All right. And see if you can place both hands on your hips and just moving from side to side here. So maybe just touching your yoni, touching your own booty. Really tapping into that sensuality and lovingly touch and caress yourself. So also holding your own booty. Moving from side to side, just tapping into that sensuality you have as a woman, that sexuality that wants to express itself, which is so healthy, so valid. And from here, see if you can place your hands on your belly and really allowing that movement to come from the belly. So maybe you'd like to move your hands over your belly to make a connection with this area in the body. And just moving however you want to move, right? As long as it comes from the belly. And then softly moving to the breasts. And then holding your breasts for a moment. And see if you can gently start to massage your breasts. So if it doesn't feel good for you to touch your breasts, you can always keep your hands in front of the breasts and then moving like this. But just holding your breasts here. Keep sighing out of your mouth. Just really lovingly caress and touch your breasts. Your beautiful breasts, no matter what shape or size, they are beautiful. You see if you can start to move from the breast, or really from that heart area. These slow, sensual movements. So just really moving from that chest. And starting to touch your own shoulders, moving from the shoulders. Maybe your arm, your hand lowers down on your arm. So it moves from side to side. Maybe you just softly caress your own throat, sighing out. Maybe you gently touch your own face, massaging your own hair, just really enjoying that touching yourself. Maybe you feel that any particular area needs some attention. So maybe that's your booty, maybe that's your breasts. This is your sensual moment. So really just move with your sensuality. And caressing yourself lovingly, like a lover would caress you right now. And if there's some shame moving through you right now, just know that that's perfectly valid. Just try to breathe deep. And try to lovingly caress yourself. Maybe moving down your legs. Maybe also making some big circles with the hips. So know that this is your practice to connect with your sensuality, with your femininity. And keep the mouth open. And allow that Shakti energy to take over, that spiraling energy. Couple more moments like this and see if you can move slower and slower, and so allowing the energy to move through your fingers, and again taking up your beautiful space, knowing that you are welcome to take up your space. The sensual energy that wants to move through you. From there, see if you can slowly allow your movement to become softer, smaller. And just placing one hand over your heart and one hand over your womb. And let's see if you can close your eyes again. Just noticing what wants to be felt under your hands. So what is moving through you right now? See if you can really connect with your yoni and just maybe listen to what she wants to say. Does she have a message for you? What do you feel there? Under your heart, the space of your womb in your yoni. What is alive in you right now? What does your heart say? The emotions under your breasts, in your yoni. Maybe you're still moving. Just allow that to happen, but just feel what is present on your heart and in your yoni. And then from there, see if you can slowly, slowly open up your eyes. And just allowing your hands to glide down over your belly, over your yoni. And just gliding them down. Landing into this forward fold. So just a dangle pose. So you can just allow your body to hang down. Giving some love to your hamstrings and your lower spine. So maybe you'd like to sway a little bit from side to side. Maybe another sigh wants to come out. Just really allow gravity to take over. And then from there, see if you can bring your feet a little bit wider. So the toes are pointing out. And then sinking into a squat. So if this is not possible for you, then make sure you bring a pillow under your heels. And then bringing your hands in front of your heart. And then as we inhale, we are going to open the yoni again. So opening the yoni, opening all the muscles in the pelvic floor. And as you exhale, you squeeze your knees together and then squeeze the muscles of the yoni. Inhale to open up the yoni in the pelvic region. And exhale, squeeze, bringing the knees together. Sucking the energy up towards the heart. Inhaling, opening the yoni, squeezing the knees out to the side. And exhale, squeeze the muscles of the yoni all the way up, bringing the knees together. And doing that 3 more times in your own sweet pace, maybe even with your eyes closed. If a sigh wants to come out on the exhale, please let it. And then from there, you can slowly open your eyes, bring your hands behind you. And then see if you can connect the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana, so a butterfly pose. So you can interlace your fingers under your feet. And then maybe just bringing the knees up and down. So you really like this beautiful flying butterfly. Just awakening and releasing the muscles in the pelvic floor, in the groin area. And also sending your breath all the way down there. Maybe some couple of sighs wants to come out. And then from here we are moving into a forward fold. So some of you might be able to bring the knees down. I can't, but see if you can fold forwards to any position that you can for forward folding. So maybe you just stay here, but maybe you want to move a little bit further forwards. There's no need for straining or pushing or pulling yourself forwards. We just want that surrender. That straining is for other yoga classes. Just breathing into the hips. Really softly allowing the space to open, to become soft. And staying in that soft feminine energy. Maybe feeling that aliveness in the yoni, that juiciness, that heartbeat that resides there. And staying here for a couple more moments. So see if you can take 3 more deep breaths. Two more breaths. And then from here, you can slowly start to rise up. And just staying here with a straight spine. And just really breathing and allowing that energy to drop all the way down into the hips. Softening those inner groins. If some emotions might arise, that's perfectly welcome. There's a lot of stuff stored in our pelvis. So from there, you can slowly bring your knees together. And then see if you can make yourself into this tiny little ball. So see if you can hug yourself. And maybe bringing your head down towards your knees. And then closing your eyes. And just be in your own space here. So how does that space feel? Your space. So the space in your environment is a mirror of your internal environment. So is it clean or is it messy? How does your space feel? Your energy field? Maybe is it fresh and new, or maybe in years nothing has changed? And are you proud of the space around you, inside you? And know that it's your right to do with your space whatever you want. It's your space. Really feel that it is your body, your rights. It's your temple for your needs and your desires. And then taking a couple more deep breaths here in this cosmic egg, in your own little safe bubble. And then from there, see if you can slowly start to lift your head up. You're releasing your arms, and then see if you can come to lie down on your back. The soles of the feet are connecting, and your knees can drop to the side, so you land in this butterfly. So you can place your hands over your lower belly in this mudra again. So thumbs are connected, index finger are connected. So the thumbs are right below the navel, and the index fingers are on your pubic bone. And let's see if you can close your eyes. So landing into this lying butterfly. And then breathing into the space of the womb, so under your hands. Maybe a couple of sighs wants to come out. And just noticing what is alive in the space of your yoni right now, of your womb. What can you feel there and observe there? What messages come through? And if nothing is coming through, know that that's also perfectly fine. Or if it was hard for you to really connect with this area, I've been there, I see you. But you're doing such a great job by just showing up here in this space and doing this work of landing into your beautiful, beautiful body, into your beautiful feminine energy. And landing into the seat of your soul as a woman, your womb. Place of creation, birth, but also of death and destruction and darkness, right? It's all there. And from there, see if you can bring your knees 3 inches higher. So you're lifting your knees a little bit higher. The soles of your feet are still connected. And keep on breathing into the pelvis. This is a beautiful exercise to release any tension from the pelvis. So for some of you, it might happen that you start to shake a little bit. Just allow that to happen. It's just trapped energy that wants to be released. So keep on breathing. Keep on opening the yoni and the throat. And staying present with whatever is arising. Really deepening that breath all the way down into the hips. If you're moving through some shaking, I often have a lot of emotional stuff that is coming up during this exercise. So if that's you, I see you and it's welcome. So keep on breathing. Allowing that womb space to be filled up with that beautiful fresh energy on the inhalations. And as you exhale, really releasing anything you don't need anymore. And see if you can bring your knees 3 inches higher. So you're lifting them even a little bit higher. Maybe the shaking becomes a little bit intenser. And if no shaking is happening, that's also perfectly fine. Just try to keep your eyes closed as you lift your knees 3 inches higher. Just staying present, breathing deep. And from there, see if you can bring your knees 3 inches higher again. Just breathing into the yoni, into the hips. If the shaking is there, then just allow it to be there. It's just energy that needs to come out. There's so much stuff we hold in our pelvises. And then from there, see if you can bring your knees 3 inches higher, so they're almost touching. There's some space between the knees. Just staying present with whatever is arising, but try to stay in the pelvis, in the yoni. Just keep opening that mouth. Taking up your space with your sound, with your voice, with your presence. Your beautiful feminine radiance. So, just a couple more deep breaths here as you just allow the shaking to happen. If there's no shaking, also fine. And then from there, see if you can slowly allow your knees to very gently drop down again. And then from here, you can hug your knees into your chest. So making yourself into this tiny little ball. Maybe you like to move your knees a little bit. Maybe you just want to hold yourself with whatever was arising for you in this hip release exercise. And from there, just allowing the feet to land behind the hips. Arms are next to the body. And then as you inhale, see if you can slowly lift your hips, just opening that yoni again. So see if you can open those muscles. And as you exhale, slowly lower the hips down again. See if you can squeeze the yoni as you lower the pelvis down. Inhale, releasing the yoni, releasing the glutes, reaching the arms overhead. And exhale, lowering the arms, squeezing the yoni, lowering that lower back and the hips down, squeezing the yoni still. Inhale, opening the yoni, lifting the hips, lifting the arms. Try to move slow, move with your breath. And exhale, squeeze the yoni, slowly lower the hips down, reaching the arms down. Inhaling, opening the yoni, letting go of the glutes, reaching the arms up. And exhale, squeezing the yoni as you slowly lower yourself down. And doing this 3 more times in your own pace, so your breath pace. Inhale, releasing the yoni, lifting the hips, reaching the arms overhead. And exhaling, squeezing the yoni, lowering the hands down. 2 more rounds in your own pace. Maybe you'd like to exhale with a sigh. Every sound is welcome. So again, you're taking up your sweet space here with your body, with your sound. And then from here, after your last round, let's see if you can pick your pillow, if you have one. And then placing it gently under the hips. So you just lift the hips and placing the pillow under your sacrum. You can rest your hands on your belly. And then just focusing on breathing into the belly. And then releasing the pelvis into the pillow. Maybe there's a sigh that wants to come out. So release any heaviness, stagnancy in the lower back, in the hips, and allow that to drop into the earth. Closing the eyes. And allowing gravity to pull you down. Really sinking into your femininity here and that sweet, sweet surrender to Mother Earth. Letting go of any doing. And really deepening the breath into the lower belly. And just really allow yourself to drop down. In this beautiful, beautiful surrender. Gently opening the front side of the pelvis here. If you straighten out the legs as well. If that doesn't feel good for your lower spine, you can always keep your knees bent. Let's see if you can soften your jaw even a little bit more. Muscles in your face, in your shoulders. And allow the lines in your forehead to melt away. With every exhale, your body becomes heavier and heavier. Maybe still feeling that residue of Shakti energy moving through your body, that aliveness in the yoni, in the pelvic floor. If there are no sensations, that's also fine. And then taking 3 more sweet, sweet, soft, deep breaths. So inhale into the belly, into the chest. Exhale with a big sigh. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. And then from there, if you straightened out the legs, see if you can bend your knees. Slowly lift the pelvis. And removing the pillow from under the sacrum. And then rolling the upper, the middle, and the lower spine down onto the earth. And then you can hug your knees into your chest. Holding yourself as if you're holding or caressing a lover. So cradling from side to side, massaging your own lower spine with all the love in the world for your beautiful, beautiful body that is carrying you through this life. So with a gratefulness that you showed up for yourself in this space. Taking up your space, liberating your voice. Allowing yourself to be heard. It's so important as women. And from there you can slowly, slowly start to prepare yourself for your end relaxation. So maybe you'd like to cover yourself with a blanket or maybe putting on some socks. If you have a pillow, I'd highly advise you to place that over your lower belly so you can really ground down. And I have a song, it's called Feel First Life from Joe Hopkins that you can put on for this Shavasana. So you can make yourself really, really comfortable. Just allowing your arms this time is mostly in Shavasana, you're like really small, right? But really take up your space. Just really allow your arms to spread out wide, your legs to spread out wide. Really dropping down here. And then closing the eyes. Really taking up your space here. As if the air is your lover. Softening the shoulders. Your face. Receiving this big hug from space. And open yourself to this meeting with Shiva. We've played with the Shakti energy, the movement, the chaos. But now we are opening to Shiva, to space. So maybe the Shakti fire is still present. Taking space with all the movements we did. So we moved from form to no form in the dance of Shiva and Shakti. Feel that you exist from both. That movement, but also that stillness that is observing all the movement around you and inside you, that Shiva presence. Know that in your body is space. There's space everywhere. You are spaciousness. And now fully let go into that caressing love of Shiva, that presence. And from there, see if you can invite a deeper breath into your body. Maybe softly wiggling the fingers and the toes to invite some movement back into your physical body. And then maybe reaching your arms over your head, giving yourself a big, big sigh or a yawn or a last. And then hugging your knees into your chest one more time. And then rolling over to your right side into your fetal position. And then for a moment there, you're landing back into your mother's womb as a fetus. So when her breath was your breath, and her blood was your blood. So knowing that we are in the womb of Mama Gaia, of Mama Earth. We are being held, nourished by her. And with the help of your left hand, see if you can slowly lift yourself up to find an easy cross-legged position. And then placing one hand over your heart, and if you're okay with it, you can place one hand on your yoni. So just sitting on your yoni. And then closing your eyes. And see if you can make a connection with your yoni, the hand that is resting on your yoni. And noticing what is alive there. What do you feel? What can you observe? Is there a message he has for you? After experiencing this class, what can you feel under the space of your heart and in your sacred womb and yoni space? And from there, see if you can bring your hands in front of your heart. So this symbol of union, so bringing together Shiva, Shakti, masculine, feminine, Ha and Ta, sun and moon. And I would like to close this class by chanting one Om, so the universal vibration. So see if you can exhale all the air out. Taking a slow, deep breath in. And slowly bowing your chin to your chest to surrender the mind into the wisdom of the heart. And thanking yourself that you took the time for this sacred practice, sacred time with yourself, with your femininity. Drop into your body. And if you want, you can also fold forwards to just bow down to your inner teacher, your inner wisdom. And from there, you can slowly lift your head up, rise back up. And then you can, from there, slowly open up your eyes if you want. And I'd like to thank you so much for joining me on this playful journey. I hope you enjoyed it. If there are any questions, please let me know. You can just stay in this space to shoot me a message if you want. And yeah, make sure you drink some water because we work with some energy, so it's good to drink some water, or maybe make a cup of tea for yourself, or take a salt bath. It's also really nice to ground yourself. And I hope to see you next week, beautiful ladies. Thanking you so much for joining. So yeah, if you have some questions, you can stay in the space. Otherwise, you can just leave quietly and enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah. You're very, very welcome, my beauties. Yeah. So next week we will do a little bit more yoga kind of things. This was more like playful. So every week it's different. So I'm gonna play with the content as well. So I really hope you feel nourished in your feminine flow, feminine energy. That's my goal with this class. So yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanking you so much, my loves, for being in this space with me. And yeah, you're welcome to leave. You're also welcome to chat for a little bit longer. Just feel whatever you need. I'm here to answer questions if you have any questions. So yeah. And take your time to come out of class as well. It can be quite a journey. Sometimes some emotions were there, sometimes not. Maybe it's sometimes different to also feel your body. Maybe you're not able to drop into your body. That's also fine. Every time it's different. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yes, drink some water. Ah, you're cat Lakshmi. Yes, cat energy. She felt your energy. It's so nice to tap into that cat, right? Like, wow, that wild woman. So beautiful. All right, ladies. If there are no more questions, then I'm just gonna end this space, this sacred space we've created together. So thanking you all for joining, and I hope to see you next week. Mwah.